This is the government news brief for Wednesday, October 26, 2016. In the news, more emphasis will be placed on maternal and child health in 2017. The Department of Youth is striving to provide employment for young people, and more work ahead to keep Guyana off the FATF watch list. Stay tuned for the details. Thank you for staying with us. I am Renetta Lafleur. Now for the details. The Ministry of Public Health plans to place more emphasis on maternal and child health in 2017. Paul McAdam reports.
Minister of Public Health Dr. George Norton says steps will be taken to advance progress made in the area of maternal and child health.
We would want to continue with the work that we've been doing in the vaccination program. It's a program that we haven't been doing too bad, but we want to improve on it and to incorporate new vaccine, particularly the human papillomavirus vaccine.
Dr. Norton says special focus has been placed on educating and re-educating individuals on the importance of the human papillomavirus or HPV vaccine. Previously, efforts to raise awareness on the importance of this vaccine were not very successful.
We are learning from our mistakes, and we are involving the Ministry of Education along with us to educate and to inform not only the persons who will receive these vaccines, but the society in general, particularly the mothers, the guardians, the parents of who will receive these vaccines, which happen to be children, girls in the first instance, around about 10, 11, before they become sexually active.
The Minister of Public Health hopes that by having increased awareness and education programs, the vaccination program can be improved. The ministry is also looking to decrease maternal deaths countrywide by ensuring that all pregnant mothers are registered with a clinic and that they are examined by a medical practitioner during the course of the pregnancy. Paul McAdam for the Government News Brief.
The Department of Youth is making efforts to provide young people with employment. Find out how in this Isaiah Braffett report.
The Ministry of Education Department of Youth is creating avenues for young people to gain employment. Director of Youth Melissa Carmichael says this is part of a plan to give exposure to youth who have successfully completed training programs.
What we're doing is partnering with both private and public sector to get these young people into a job, whether it be internship or permanent employment. That is our goal for 2017. Not to just train, but to also have these business places and these government ministries engage these young people.
Carmichael says the department will soon be contacting various organizations so that the program can roll out in 2017.
Very soon we will be sending letters of collaboration to various organizations so that come 2017, the ideas of entrepreneurship, employment, engagement, those things would already be prepared.
However, the youth director pointed out that while some would jump at the opportunity to work after training, others would prefer to follow their studies. Carmichael says the Department of Youth is working on providing scholarships to such persons. Isaiah Braffett, the Government News Brief.
Guyana has been removed from the Financial Action Task Force watch list, but more work is ahead. Tiffany Rodias has the details.
Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Basil Williams says Guyana needs to be more effective in landing convictions of money launderers if it is to remain off the FATF watch list.
Guyana cannot be complacent as the fourth-round mutual evaluation beckons, where the test is whether we would have shown, and I quote, sufficient progress on effectiveness, end of quote. For example, having more convictions for offenses of money laundering, terrorist financing, and purloining of state assets.
Guyana has until 2020 to show that it can successfully prosecute money launderers. Williams says that while there have been persons taken to court, there were no convictions in those cases.
A lot of those cases, we haven't been able to secure convictions, and you have situations where large sums of $500,000 being handed back, gold bars being handed back, and so that would not be sufficient in the fourth round.
The Attorney General says Guyana has to engage in self-assessment to ensure the legal and regulatory framework setup is effective. Further, the minister says that there is need for training of members of the judicial system to ensure convictions are secured.
Generally, to train judges and magistrates, etc. What has been happening, though, is that there are several programs, some by the Canadians, some by USA, by IDB. And so what they have to do is rationalize so that you don't have the same thing being done by several agencies.
The fourth round mutual evaluation tests the effectiveness of a country's efforts to implement recommendations from FATF. Guyana's successful exit from the FATF ICRG process now paves the way for it to be removed from the CFATF monitoring process come November. CFATF is the regional monitoring body of FATF. Guyana was removed from FATF's watch list during its plenary in Spain earlier this month. For the Government News Brief, I'm Tiffany Rogers.
Programmers or coders get to compete in teams to develop applications for possible use in the public and private sectors at the hackathon competition. Details from Delon Sanko.
The Ministry of Public Telecommunication is hosting its first hackathon on November 4th to the 6th, 2016 at the Arthur Chung Convention Center. Minister of Public Telecommunication Catherine Hughes sees this as an opportunity for young entrepreneurs in ICT to be creative.
Our people, the young and not so young, can learn and earn, establish new businesses, create linkages in and out of Guyana, and ultimately contribute to the drive to digitize our nation.
Minister Hughes is encouraging persons with the creative skills to take up the challenge.
We're excited, and with that, I want to encourage people in the community that are interested, that have technological skills, that are interested in innovating and creating with the use of technology to consider signing up for this hackathon.
Additionally, the minister pointed out the countless opportunities that young people can access as Guyana advances in ICT.
We are working to ensure that we energize our young, tech-savvy people in Guyana. And I want to say that this really is going to be the first one, but in 2017, we anticipate we will have another 2 or 3 such hackathons.
Advisor on ICT to the ministry, Lance Hines, says,
This, ladies and gentlemen, is a tournament. This is where the developers, programmers, database designers come together as teams and compete to develop a particular product. That product will be determined by a group of experts that will also serve as the judges.
The Guyana Telephone and Telegraph Company, GTT, is a co-sponsor of this 48-hour non-stop event. Hackathons are events typically lasting several days in which a large number of people meet and engage in collaborative computer programming. Delon Sanko for the Government News Brief.
The Guyana Power and Light Incorporated GPL observes 17th anniversary by supporting youth empowerment. Details in this report. The power company today handed over donations to several non-governmental organizations, NGOs, for youth programs and initiatives. Human Resource Executive Director of GPL, Bal Pason, says that every year on its anniversary, the power company would do a number of things to highlight its work.
We are very mindful of organizations out there that need support. Need our support in terms of being able to do what they are doing to the best of their ability. So this year we choose that we will work with NGOs that have a focus on young people, youth, children, right? And as such, we identified 6 of these organizations and we will to make a contribution.
Representative for EduCentral Company Mark Stevens welcomes the donation. He says it will aid the company in transforming education.
This money will go in towards continue developing our product, ensure that we meet our goal of transforming the education sector here in Guyana and throughout the Caribbean.
Generation Next's representative Tiffany David says the donation is timely and will assist Generation Next in their quest to revive libraries in schools.
This goes towards our Jubilee project, or continuation of, where we'll be resuscitating libraries in schools. So far we've completed Freework Secondary and we're now focusing on Thomas More Primary, and then we're going to move on to Dolph developments.
Youths for Guyana representative Orin Phillips says the donation will help boost the Rhymeville Children's Home.
Currently, we're working on creating a computer room and a library at the Rhymeville Children's Home, and this donation will go directly towards that.
GPL is the main official supplier of electricity in Guyana. Renetta LaFleur for the Government News Brief. We have come to the end of today's edition of the Government News Brief. The details of these and other stories can be found on GINA's website. GINA has an active Facebook page, and we encourage you to visit and like us so you can be informed as the news unfolds. Do join us again tomorrow for another edition of the Government News Brief. I am Renetta LaFleur. Thank you for watching.